Hey folks, I got a pumpkin. That's right. I got me a sugar pie pumpkin. And what I'm going to do with this thing here is I'm going to show you how to make a muffin with it. The muffin's going to have some almond flour, some coconut flour in there. But the first step is you got to take and cook your pumpkin, because I do not like canned pumpkin. It don't have a good flavor. So what you do with the little pumpkin is you just cut this top off here. You clean out the seeds and the pulp in there. You throw it out in the trash. The seeds are too small to eat on these little things. Then you put this top back on. You stick it in a 325 oven and you let it cook until you can take a skewer or a chopstick or whatever you got, and you can poke it through all the way around and it's nice and soft. Then you take her out, you set her on a cooler rack and you let it cool completely down. And after I do that, I am going to come back and show you how to mix up some muffins. I mean, these muffins are they're really good. They're soft, they're moist. They just have a wonderful flavor. They don't even you would think you're eating actually no, they're not. They are better than regular muffins. So come on back when this is done and I'll show you how it's done. So I will see you in about 2 shakes of a coon's tail. Welcome everybody. I'm coming at you today with a nice October style recipe. This is a pumpkin muffin. It is keto friendly, but like all things, moderation, because you can have a recipe that has a lot of carbs in there, but if you just eat it right, it is keto friendly. Because if you have something that's got the whole dish has 30 carbs in there and you only got 20 carbs, you know, the portion size is what you're looking at. So these muffins here, they average out, with my famous arithmetic skills, average out to about 5.5 net carbs per muffin. So they are keto if you allow for it, or you could, chop that muffin up into halves and get 2.5, however you want to do it, but just remember moderation. Okay, so, and if you're a new subscriber, welcome. My name is Willis, and my goal is to share my recipes with you that I've developed over the last couple of years doing the keto diet and losing weight. So welcome, and like, subscribe, and share. So let's get started. So what I got here in my little KitchenAid mixing bowl here is I got 1.5 cups of fresh pumpkin. As you'll see in the beginning, I went and bought a little sugar pumpkin, they call them. And what I did is I just took and put it in the oven at 350 degrees, and I baked it until I take a chopstick or a skewer, whatever you got, and just shove it through there and it's nice and soft. Then I took that pumpkin out, I set it on a cooling rack on top of the stove and let it cool down completely. And then after that, it's an easy cleanup. You just take it out and you can just peel the skin off of it and just that nice fresh pumpkin there. And if you're using that pumpkin for a pumpkin pie or something, you'll need to clean up it because it's got a lot of strands in there. And I can explain in another video about how to get them strands out, but it just involves a hand mixer and just beating it up and taking them strands out. But for this recipe, you don't need to take them strands out because it's in a muffin and it's all that added fiber and goodness in there. So, okay, so in here I got 1.5 cups of fresh pumpkin puree. I don't use the canned stuff because it's not pumpkin, it's processed and I don't like it. But anyway, and to that I'm going to add here just 3 eggs, 3 large eggs, the whole egg, the whites, the yolks, and everything there. Put that on the napkin. Again, I forgot my garbage bowl to put this stuff in, but we'll manage. And once I put the 3 eggs in there, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and whip that up real good. So I'll lift that up there. And it's just a slow speed. We're beating the eggs and the pumpkin together. Okay, there we go. Let that beat up for a few minutes. Okay, so what we do there is we just mix up the pumpkin and egg until it's nice and combined. That's all we're doing. And into that, oh, this is the stuff right here. This is 1/2 cup of browned butter. I use Kerrygold Irish butter. It's really good butter. It's organic butter. And this is browned, and browned, when you put that in there and it starts to cook, you'll start seeing the bottom of it get browned and it's starting to smell a little bit nutty flavor, and that's what you want. And so we are going to put that in here. And remember, use butter. We don't do margarine. No, that's not good. And you want to make sure you pour all that stuff in, all the brown stuff off the bottom of that pan. That's the goodness. Put that in there with the butter. You want to completely put that in there, just 1/2 cup. And of course, I'm going to have all these ingredients and measurements in the description below. And then we're gonna give that a good mix. We're just blending everything up. Okay, that's mixed in there. And we're just, like I said, we're just building this up layer by layer, getting that flavor in there. And in here, I got a half a cup of, actually it's about more of like 3/4 of a cup of lakanto brown monk fruit sugar. This is a monk fruit sweetener with a little bit of erythritol, and it's a brown one. It's got a really good flavor and taste, almost like, well, real brown sugar. And we're just going to put that in there and mix it up. And this is going to take a little bit longer because we want to make sure that the sweetener is dissolving into the egg mixture and the batter mixture. So it takes a little bit longer. So I'm going to throw that on there and let it mix. You know, we want to mix this until it gets nice and mixed up in there. Because you're familiar with monk fruit sweeteners, they don't dissolve like real sugar, so it takes a little bit longer. So just mix that up real good. Okay, that is mixed up. And next, what I'm going to be adding, it's kind of a strange one, but this is a monk fruit sweetened maple syrup. And I'm going to put about a half a cup of that in there. I mean, it just brings out the flavor. It's fantastic. So yeah, just a half a cup. I mean, this is the Birch blenders. I've also got the lakanto brand in the fridge. Whatever sugar-free syrup you use, if you can get the maple, it is very good. I adapted this recipe from one I found on YouTube. I believe the site was Keto Certs. I'm not sure if that's the correct name, but I'm just taking it and changing it up a bit to fit my taste. But yeah, if you do a search for Keto Certs, you could probably find this recipe on there. So yeah, just a half a cup of it. That's all you need. Just pour that in in the liquid batter. As you can see, what we do is we mix all the liquids first and the sugar all together. That way it's all mixed together proper. Oh, it smells fantastic. Okay, that's all mixed in there. Now we're going to start adding in the dry ingredients. Here, let me throw this in the trash. Get this out of the way. So what I got here in my handy dandy Pyrex glass bowl is I got a cup and a half of almond flour that I get from Costco. Then I've got a half a cup of coconut flour. And then I've got some cinnamon in there, some baking powder, some baking soda, some nutmeg. And you can sometimes, if you want the extra color to make it orange, put a little turmeric in it, like a half a teaspoon of turmeric. And turmeric's gonna give it the extra color, plus some nutritional benefits, because turmeric is a pretty healthy stuff. But we are not doing that today. And I blended it all in here, mixed it together, and we're gonna slowly add it to our mixture here on a low speed until it gets all mixed up. So mix it in there and then let it mix for a while. And you can do this with a hand blend mixer as well, if it works as well, but I paid the money for this thing, so I'm going to use it. All right, let's slow it down and add a little bit more. And then give it a good mix up. Down, and I'm going to add the rest of it in there and just keep mixing it. Let me grab a spatula here real quick. Once in a while you might need to take one of these things here and shut it off and push the sides down while you get it all mixed up. And as you'll notice about my channel, it's only a one camera view. There is no multiple cameras. This is just my hobby, and so it's done in my kitchen. So if you hear clickety-clack going around, that's my dogs walking around the floor, or this is a lived-in house and kitchen, so there's home sounds. So okay, I got that all pushed down in there. I'm going to mix it up some more. Okay, well that is all the mixing. Let me go ahead and get this down here and put it in a glass bowl so you get a better look at it. It looks just like not as runny as a regular muffin mix, of course, because it's not. You know, it is not flour, it's not gluten. This is almond flour and coconut flour. And I always mix it up, and then I let the batter set while I'm preheating the oven to 350 degrees, because it's got coconut flour in there, and coconut flour, as you know, it absorbs water and moisture. And so the longer it sets in this, it will thicken it up some more, and so then it will be the perfect texture to put in there. So let me get this out of the way here. Take this off and rake this out in the bowl. So as you can see, the batter is, it's like that. It's a pretty good batter. We're going to put that in the bowl. And this here recipe should make you 10, I don't want to say large sized muffins, but good sized muffins, medium sized muffins. And each one of the muffins will have, like I said, about 5.5 net grams of carbs in there. So it is keto friendly as long as you're doing it in moderation. I mean, if you eat all of them, yeah, your day is gone. But if you just eat one of them and your dinner is nice and moderated with carbs, you're good to go. So that's in there. I'm going to put that in the sink. Wash that up later. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to let this set while my oven's heating. I'm going to get out my muffin pan and get that ready and just clean up this workspace a little bit, and I will be back here in just a quick shake. It don't take long with this video stuff. So, all right, I'll see you in just a second. Okay, we are back, and I've got this in. I got my muffin pan going on, and I just need to turn on my oven. I forgot to start that. So 350 degrees, we're going to preheat that oven. And after the little beeper on the oven goes off, you want to wait about another 5 minutes. That way you make sure all them cold spots are out of your oven, because it might get to 350. So just give it a little bit, 5 more minutes, and then that way make sure there's no cold spots in there. It's completely evenly heated. And the last thing I'm going to add to this batter is, I got about a quarter, maybe half a cup of chopped up pecans, because pecans are very keto friendly. The ones I get from Costco, according to the back of the bag, there's 2 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber, so you know what that means. 0 net carbs. And so but still, yeah, you know, it's moderation still yet. So yeah, about just under half a cup. I'll put it all in the description below. And we're just going to mix that in there. I'm just going to fold that in with my little spatula. And while I'm doing this, if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and click subscribe and like and share and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm going to mix that in there until it's all mixed in thoroughly, because you want some in every muffin you get. You just don't want one muffin to have all the little crunches in there. So just fold it up in there real good. As you can see, the batter, it's kind of thick, but it's fantastic tasting. It's sweet. That maple syrup just gives it a flavor that you wouldn't believe along with the pumpkin and all the spices in there. This is some really good eats. I had a batch made up, and I had some friends over, and the little bitty girl, my little Sammy Joe there, she tried one, and she gave me like a thumbs up like in 2 seconds before she even chewed on it. Just the taste of it hitting her mouth, she liked it so much. And that's a 5-year-old, so you know they're good. Okay, and so now to fill these up, I'm just going to take a spoon, and you want to fill them up. And these are I put these little cups in there, these little cups. As you can see, they're small. I just put them in the pan because it's just so much easier to clean up and get out of there. You don't burn nothing. So let me go ahead and scrape this off. Yeah, I'm not going to lick it in front of everybody, so I'll put it aside for later. Anyway, I'll put it right there. And so what you want to do is you want to just give it a good mix, make sure everything's mixed up, and then you want to fill these cups, to the top, because this is not flour. Even though there is baking powder in there, it's going to rise a little bit, but not like a traditional muffin. It ain't going to come over the top. So these are going to be nice, compact muffins. So you want to fill your cup up to the top. It's going to rise a little bit, but that rise is just going to make it fluffy and moist, or it won't be a really dense muffin. So yeah, you just want to put it in there, and you really do want to fill it up almost to the top, unless you want small muffins, but I fill it to the top. And yeah, I use my manual food processors here. They are the best tools in the kitchen. They're good for everything. So let me see if I get that out there and show you just here. See? So you want to fill it up to the top. If it's a little bit over the top, the center's over the top, that's perfect. They will cook nice and good in there. So yeah, we're just going to continue doing that. and you fill it up to the top. And with these things, you put them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. And after that, you want to take them out and just give them 10 minutes to cool. That way it does come back together, and they're just really good warm. You could, just like a regular muffin, you throw some butter on there if you want some more butter, because it's got that brown butter in here, remember. And then once you set them out, you can leave them in the fridge overnight, and these things, the next day, they're really good. It's fantastic. They're good warm, they're good cold. They are just good muffins. So you really got to watch it, because tasty food, we like to eat a lot of it. I know I do. Especially when it's sweet. And so yeah, this batch, like I said, is going to make about 10. There is 6 in my muffin pan here. That's the biggest one I got. So I'll cook 6, and then I come back and I cook the rest of them. And I'm filling these cups to the top. You want to, because like I said, they do not rise. Just enough to make them fluffy and moist. And these are super duper moist in the middle. It's just a really good recipe. So I'm filling these up. And then after my oven gets heated up, I'm going to throw them in there, give this batter time to sit, and that coconut flour to absorb some of that moisture, and it is going to thicken it up a little bit more. So yeah, well, maybe not 10. I might get 9 out of this one. We shall see. But I did fill the cups up a little bit more than what I usually do, because I know last time I made them, I felt like the muffin was just a little bit too small for me. So, but anyway, but yeah, they will average about 5.5 carbs per muffin. So cut that one muffin into quarters, just do the math. Or if you make them really big and you cut it down, but this is for 10 muffins. So if you're doing 6 muffins and they're really big, the whole thing there, so just do the math accordingly. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to wait for the oven to heat up, put them in there. After they're done, I'm going to come back and show you, because you want to cook these until the top of them get nice and golden brown, and then they're ready to go. But I will show you when we come back what they look like, and break one open for you and show you how wonderful it looks inside and all that good stuff. So, all right, and again, thanks for the video. I'll just see you in a few seconds. All right, folks, are you ready for this? Y'all, if you could focus down here. Y'all, we got some muffins done up here. These just came out of the oven, so they're hot. They haven't quite set up yet, but I just thought I need to run out to the store here, so I just thought I'd do this real quick and show you what they look like. So I'm going to take one and break it in half. I'll take the little bitty one here, let them cool down. So as you can see, I put them in this little paper. It just makes it so much easier to deal with them after they come out. So as you can see coming off, it looks like a regular muffin there. Like I said, they're hot and steamy. They haven't set up yet. But there they are, that's the texture. It's not eggy. It's just like, you really can't tell the difference between the muffin. You can see the inside. It's nice and puffy. It's soft. It's good. And as far as the tasting, yeah. Ooh, they're hot. But yeah, folks, these are really good. They cool down, they firm up. As you can see, you really can't tell it's not flour, that it's not real flour, that it's just coconut flour and almond flour. But once they cool down completely, it firms up, and it's just a muffin. Little kids love these things. Everybody that I let try them, these loved them. They really can't tell the difference. Got a little bit of crunchies in there. And this is good to eat, folks. So hopefully you like this, you give it a try. Tell me what you think if you do try it. Any questions, let me know, message me, write them in there, private message, whatever you want to do. So yeah, that is my pumpkin muffins. And so until next time, folks, God bless and good eats.